You continue to say you have to be focused, you have to learn, you have to ensure that your books are your friends, make sure that you're not distracted, choose your friends wisely, make sure you have friends who are able to support you. But do they always listen? Sometimes they listen through the right ear, and then by the time you're done, it goes through the left ear. Sometimes it's not their fault. Once they get on the ground, things change. The playing grounds are not leveled anymore, and they get confused. And sometimes, depending on the kind of relationship that you have with them, they may not be able to even come back to you to say, Mommy, Daddy, these are the challenges I am facing and I'd like your support. So we know what happens around that age, We know what happens around that age. And so this morning we decided that, look, we're getting some youngsters together. Trust me, they're all in their 20s, early to mid-20s, They've gone through the stage. They have graduated. Fortunately, they're all working and they're looking into the future with a lot of hope and a lot of brightness. So this morning we thought that, okay, why don't we bring them so that they will be the people to speak to their younger siblings this morning, telling them that, look, if we have done it, gone through the challenges, and have still gone through it and done it, we're sure you can do it too. So they're just going to be inspiring. I call it their younger siblings this morning. So very soon you'll be hearing from Verity Ampere. She is a physiotherapist and a communications specialist. I want to say they're communications practitioners. They're just starting off. But then I like the vim and the zeal with which they say they're specialists. I love it. My able producer, Daniela Edwasari, will be joining us as well to share a few thoughts on us. And she is a communications specialist too. And then I have Akbene Daku Kobina, private legal practitioner. I am told that in recent times he is about the youngest person who was called to the bar. He will tell us about that. And then I have Dr. Sophia Adomako Ado. And then Christian Patrick Kumi, presenter, producer. Christian, so happy to see you here. If you followed us throughout the Christmas, Christian was on the radio. He called in about 2 or 3 times and was sounding like, some grandpa. Today we have him here. So good morning one more time. We're live on Joy 99.7 FM. This is Home Affairs, and Home Affairs is brought to us by Absa Bangana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done, and Flora disposable handkerchiefs from Delta Paper Mill Limited. Thank you all for joining us. And this morning, just by way of encouraging you, look, bad times don't last forever. Bad times, they don't last forever. There are times that you will be going through very hard times. You feel like this is the end. But if you will tarry a little, if you will hold on a little, if you will have a little more faith, if you will believe in God a little more, and if you will push and press a little more, trust me, you will get through it. Bad times do not last forever. I know what I am telling you. Welcome one more time to my guest, Akbene. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you?
I'm well.
Welcome to Home Affairs. Are you nervous? Relax, oh. See, your younger siblings are listening to you. You can't be sounding tense, so I couldn't relax. Yeah. Is this your first time on radio or TV?
Oh, no.
No, okay, so speak up for me. Yeah.
No. All right.
I'm glad you're wearing your mask. We're observing social distancing, though, but it's good you're wearing your mask. Christian.
Hello, Adam.
How are ya?
I'm blessed yourself.
Hey, Grandpa Christian. That is Daniela's seat, so she'll come and sit down very soon. And then I have... is that Verity I'm seeing on Zoom?
Hi.
Hiya, Verity. How are you?
Hi, I'm very well, thank you. And you?
Do we have Dr. Adomako yet?
Yes,
She's
we do.
on, but she is on audio. All right, how are you, Doc?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I am well, thank you, and I am excited. Oh, I can see you. There you are. Great. Let me start by asking your ages, if I'm not prying too much. It's important to this conversation. I know Christian is 26. He said it on air. Akwene, how old are you?
I'm 23.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Doc, how about you?
I'm 27.
Okay. And how about you, Verity?
I'm 26.
And then Daniela, my able producer, Daniela. Daniela is 25. I can say it. Like I know. Okay. So you all do understand the import of this conversation.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm happy we're having this conversation. If we're unable to, cover all the grounds I intend for us to cover, next week I'll bring you guys back. Like, we'll do that. I'll bring you guys
Sure.
back because our younger ones, these stories will have to sink and they will have to understand and know that you can actually begin life and say that, oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a TV presenter, I want to be this, I want to be that. But it comes with hard work. It doesn't just come with talking. Yesterday, my daughter got back from school and she was like, Mommy, I'm tired. I said, sorry. I hear you guys have Zoom classes tomorrow. She says, Mommy, my class is not included, but even if it was, I wouldn't attend. And I asked why. She said, I'm so tired. And even the younger ones are complaining. I'm like, you think this thing comes easy? This morning I've woken them up. I've told them, all of you should sit up and listen to Home Affairs because it's important for the journey. So let me start with, who do I start with? Let me start with you, Doc. The way you're staring at me. 27 years. And you've been practicing for how long?
Altogether for just about 3 years.
Beautiful. So it means you went into practice at 24.
Yes, I did.
Okay. So have you always wanted to be a doctor growing up?
Funny, it's more like a yes or no situation.
Okay.
I mean, when I was growing up, my dad sort of put the idea into my head. And then at a point in time, I'm like, no, I don't want to be a doctor. I just want to be a secretary. And then, I don't know, somewhere around JSS, the fire was reignited. I don't know where it came from, but then I just wanted to be a doctor again. I think one time I saw this TV show and there was a pediatrician who was very excellent. So then I just had it in my mind, I want to be a pediatrician. Then I went back to my dad, asked him how to become a pediatrician. And he said, well, first of all, you have to go to medical school, become a doctor, then you can specialize and become a pediatrician. And so I think that's where it actually started, somewhere in JSS, even though he had always wanted me to, but then along the line, I sort of backed out. And then the prodigal daughter found her way back home.
But is he a doctor? Is daddy a
No,
doctor?
he's not.
He's not. I see.
Yes.
How about mommy?
He wanted so badly to have one of his children become a doctor.
Oh, and
So,
you made him proud.
Yes,
Great.
he's very proud.
So tell me, JHS, you went through school, secondary school, and then how did that journey to becoming a doctor properly begin?
Like I just said, it was somewhere in JHS. I think JHS 1. When I can't remember the name of the show, but then my dad had been constantly drumming it into my head. He wants me to become a doctor. He wants me to become a doctor. So aside that, he was always telling me, I want you to go to Wesley Girls. I want you to go here. I want you to go here. He sort of had my life planned out for me without my consent.
Are you the only girl?
No, we are 2 girls. But I'm the last girl. So I think with me, he just wanted me to follow a specific plan. But gratefully, I think the plan was not bad at all. And I fell in love with that plan, followed it. But then when I got to SS, I think I was like, oh my God, this thing is so difficult. Because somewhere in SHS 3, we had all students coming back to the school. Those who were in medical school, they were telling us that it's not so easy. You need to really concentrate. And then I'm like, can I concentrate for that long? I look at the volume of their books. Even our guest was like so huge. I'm like, okay, this is really daunting. And I had doubts along the way. But then I guess I just took it one day at a time. I took a topic at a time. I took a class at a time. And then I just focused on just one topic, one lesson, one exam. And then gradually, I think I just went higher and higher, completed SHS, got admitted into medical school.
Oh, you mean this is even
then,
SHS? Hey,
sorry?
something Okay.
Then medical school, which was the toughest by far. I mean, I can't describe. I had so much fun. but it was kind of tough because along the way I would stop and cry. I would call my dad, and
Oh.
what he used to tell me was, "You're not the first person to do this, and you won't be the last person to do it. If someone has done it, you can do it and even do it better." So I think that's encouraging because when I look at people, yeah, they have done it, they've qualified. So with the help of friends, support from family, I had to really sit down and put my head to it. Late night studies, so many tests, huge textbooks. But then in the end, I passed my final exam and then I qualified. So
To
here
be
I
a
am
doctor?
after all those years. And it's very long. I mean, the whole journey took more than 10 years to complete.
Wow.
But then it was worth it. It really was.
More than 10 years after SHS
No,
or from
no.
SHS?
With SHS
It's
put together. I mean,
inclusive.
from the time I took the decision till when I actually
Became a
qualified to be a
doctor.
medical doctor, it was all in all about 12 years.
Wow.
But it came so fast. It really, really did.
And were you not distracted along the line?
Um, no, I didn't because I found myself in a group of friends who were also
Driven.
very, very determined. There was this one guy, even if I wanted to sleep, he would wake me up, he would pinch me, he would time the number of hours that I slept and then wake me up to study. So I think there were some distractions, but I had very good friends who would nudge me back when I'm trying to go off track.
So if I'm picking one lesson before I move away from you, is that the group of friends, the company you keep along the journey is very, very important, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very,
So if you're
very
a student
important.
in junior secondary or upper secondary listening, this is not mommy or daddy telling you and you assuming that they haven't been through it, so they do not know. This is Dr. Adomako, 27. She's been practicing for 3 years and telling you that it is important that on that journey to achieving whatever your dreams are, the company you keep is critical. So right from now, you start thinking through and start thinking and start asking yourself, who are my friends? Are they going to be able to support me and help me to achieve my dreams? If they won't, then you have to start thinking about it again. Hi, Akbene. That will come back to
Hello.
you. How are ya?
I'm well.
So what should I call you? Counsel. It works, right?
Let it
Beautiful. I'm so excited this morning to have you guys around. So you tell me about your journey. Have you always wanted to be a lawyer?
Same as the yes and no thing. It started when I was younger. It was nice for me. Then later, the whole male rebellion thing.
You were rebellious at a point. You look like a very good boy right from your mother's womb.
No, not really. Well, it's just the fact that
I like your honesty.
it's just sometimes when it's just because when mommy and daddy have said it, it just becomes annoying. So when just because they have said it, it just becomes annoying. Maybe it's actually your plan, but because they have actually come to tell you that, oh, okay, then do this.
And especially so when he is not a lawyer.
I'm surprised. But then again, somewhere around, I think in JHS it came back. But then I went for somebody's induction to become a vice chancellor, and I changed my mind to become a vice chancellor. I wanted to become a vice chancellor because I didn't. He was the center of attraction. He was so important. There was a president there. They were giving him a robe. I was like, oh wow, this is like the best job in the world, I think. So then it went on for that time. Then I went to Infanspem. Then in Infanspem, in every class in Infanspem, there is something we call a class counselor. And then a class prefect.
Okay.
Infanspem was built on spiritual rules. So the class counselor, who is more or less like the spiritual head of the class, is actually the head of the class. And then there's the class prefect.
Okay.
But the class prefect is like more or less an administrative person.
Okay.
And when any of your classmates had any problem, you more or less had to be the one in charge to speak Fanti or to speak Cree. we could try general. More or less. So it's more or less like if you appear before disciplinary committees for and on behalf of your classmates. So that was when I saw that, oh, okay, then I can actually be good at this. Then I decided to, that's when maybe the love for the law
Came
connected.
in.
Then from there...
Was your father a lawyer or your mother?
None of them.
None of them. And what did they want you to become?
My parents are very nice people. Whatever you want to do, they will do.
You do it.
They will try and let you do it. But then they have a nice way of also making it look like if what you want to do is not going according to maybe their plan, they have a nice way of bringing you back in line.
On
But
track.
the point is that anything you want to do, if it will affect humanity, if it will affect
Impact humanity.
Yes, because my dad works in NGO, so
Okay.
he more or less likes it when you are helping people. So whatever you do, if it is going to help
He does
somebody,
a lot of social work.
yes, then you'll be fine. So yeah, after that, then to the faculty of law. Then in the faculty is a bit difficult, but then after that, there's also the whole law school thing, and then it became so hard to enter law school, became so hard to exit law school, the stress and everything, but by God's grace, I think.
Were your books also fat too, like...
Oh yeah, I think it will be faster.
fatter. Studying cases and all of those.
Yes. And then, I don't know, but as a child growing up, I had bibliophobia. So I was actually afraid of big books. I remember, I remember when I went to JHS and my parents bought the books for me. And they were like, oh, Akpeni, so you're now going to JSS, these are the books for you and things like that. I actually vomited.
Oh! My JHS books. Are you kidding me?
Yes, I did. Aquila and things. I actually vomited. So my dad had to, cut the books in pieces and rebind them into smaller pieces.
Oh!
Yes.
That hard?
Yeah, it was, I couldn't.
Oh.
But so and then in Form 2, but then somewhere around Form 2, Form 3, I grew out of it. But I know in Form 2, I still was afraid of it. So people thought that I was too knowing for not having textbooks or carrying my textbooks to class and always just taking one exercise book or something, but it wasn't like that.
You just couldn't handle the
It
volume.
It was scary. It looked like, so all this must be in your head.
Oh.
So yeah, it was scary, but
Gradually. So
but then I think when I got to the faculty, I all left. I think it all went.
You knew you had to do it.
Yeah, I had to do it.
I mean, what were some of the distractions you had to deal with? That is always very important to me, because I'm sure you all wouldn't sit here and say that, oh, it was so easy. Like, all I did was focus on my books and I just studied and I went through it and I passed and that's it.
Oh, no. It wasn't like that. In a first film, or growing up as a boy, I think there are lots of distractions. Because you want to be seen among the boys.
Yeah.
So it's more or less like, you want to be part. Whatever they are doing, you want to be part. So if they are breaking bounds, if they are...
You do some.
Oh.
I was here some.
Yes, if they are writing on walls. It's more or less like the whole...
Did you ever get suspended?
No, I never did.
It didn't get there.
No, it never got there. But, was I ever supposed to be? It might have. But no, it didn't get there. And
But some punishments here and there.
oh yes, there were. I remember one time, my mom came to visit me in school. She had looked all around for me. She wasn't finding me. And then somebody told him that, oh, your son, he's at the top there weeding.
7 of them.
He's weeding. Even because of something that he had done last time. My mother was so sad. She didn't understand why. She didn't think that I could ever do anything that would get me in that kind of situation, shirtless, holding a cutlass with a huge area in front of me for me to
Secondary school. I can imagine how tiny you were then.
Oh yeah, I was really tiny. So yeah, that was it. Some of the distractions are mostly just the whole concept of trying to fit in.
Yeah.
The whole concept of trying
To fit in and still trying to keep your head up.
Oh, when you're even trying to fit in, trying to keep your head up doesn't come in.
Mm-hmm.
It's more or less like, I just want to be what my friends call the ish. I just want to be part of them. I really don't care about...
So at what point did that not matter anymore?
I think in the first Form 3,
Okay.
when I got to Form 3, I realized that, all these things, it really doesn't matter, because more or less I have seen it all. I'm like, so then what happens?
Mm-hmm.
When I do all these things, then what happens?
Was there somebody who was inspiring you? Were you looking up to somebody? Did you have like a role model?
Seniors and then elder cousins and siblings. You know, when you live with them, they set some kind of standards. If they do set those standards for you, and then you are seeing that you've been given better opportunities. My dad always used to say something that to whom much is given, much is expected. So when every alert that comes on your phone with money, every book that your father had to sit in traffic to go and buy, every call that your dad had to do, every minute he spent in the bank writing a check or writing, paying your school fees, everything, all those things must matter. All those things must be at the back of your mind as you are walking through this life. If your dad spends about 50% of his salary to pay your fees, you should know that
It's a lot of
from the
sacrifice.
1st to the 15th of that month, as every day he woke up to iron his shirt and go to work, it was because of you.
Whoa, that's so profound.
So it's very important that you do the things that matter to him, or to her, to both of them actually, or to anybody that is helping you. If anybody gives you 10 CDs or 200 CDs, a part of their life was, they woke up in a part of their life and then they have dedicated that to you. It should count for something.
Wow. Akbene, that's so profound. So summing it up, it will be that make every effort of your parents matter. Whatever efforts they make to make your life and your future better, make sure that it matters. That is so, so profound. Again, this is not coming from me. This is not coming from your mother or your father. And I want to hear the comments of parents. So 055 997. That's our WhatsApp line. 055 11 11 997. I want to hear the parents who are doing. Are you hearing? I know that by Monday, Daniela, you should get ready. We're going to have a lot of people saying, Adam, can we have a copy of the show? Can we have copies of the show? Can we have copies of... Don't worry, we'll make them available so that you will make time during your family periods. Play it back to them. When you're riding in the car, play it, let them hear, and keep telling them, I am not saying these are your peers. They're just, some years ahead of you because, of course, somebody must go ahead of somebody. And if you want to get there, you will have to listen to them. They've experienced it and they are telling you. I'll come to Daniela. She's a girl I really admire. And I worry her a lot. When I have conversations with her, I tell her, I'm using you as practice for my daughter. When she grows and gets to your age, I want to be able to have these conversations with her. So I practice with her a lot. So she is like my younger sister, my first daughter, and everything. Oh, meha kolawe yo.
No comment.
I can actually just call her and decide that today all I want to do is diss you, and I'll tell her my peace of mind. Go like, but why I said, just take it. I've told you, you are practice for me. But I admire her a lot. I was here. She came into work. Then she said, I'm going to school. Metiha, close my eyes open. She's done with school. She's practicing. She's still here producing Home Affairs. She'll go, I'm like, okay, what is driving you? what is driving you? I want to know. And just what is driving you and how are you able to do all of these things at this very tender age?
Well, for me, I've always believed in passion. If I'm not passionate about anything, I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Because nothing is easy. Nothing comes easy. And so you shouldn't make it twice difficult for yourself by doing something you don't love. And so for me, it's purely passion for the media, for communications. Right from the beginning, I've always liked talking. Talking in front of
Talking
people.
sense, actually.
And so yes, it's been everything I've ever done has revolved around that. I went to Ibri Girls, and I was in the debaters club. I was president of the debaters club at a point.
Wow.
was
I didn't know that one. You hit that one for me.
I was assistant head girl at a point. So, but I mean, there's always been a certain conflict within me as to, well, I love entertainment as well, the art. And so there's always been that little line as to whether, I should go more serious in quote or to do entertainment. And so, but I mean, I've managed to blend it all quite nicely. So for me, it's just purely passion. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, let's go back to growing up, your parents, what kinds of conversations you had, and how those have impacted you along the line. And again, I'm interested, as a girl, Doc, I didn't ask you that, but I'll come back to it. As a girl, whether you like it or not, when you get to adolescence, you're looking beautiful. I'm just going to say it as it is, because I tell my daughters, I look at them and I said, hey, yesterday I looked at the second twin. I said, hey, Somo, you're growing very beautiful. Oh. Then her face changed. Mommy, why do you say these things? I said, but look at you. I'm just looking at you, and how everything is forming and the way you're developing. Thank you. So, I know she didn't want me to continue. But as a girl, as you're growing up, you're looking beautiful. You're becoming conscious of yourself. People are noticing you, the boys, the distractions, you can't tell me that there were no, I love you, come and visit me, let's go out for ice cream and all that. But you still manage to, why is Verity laughing so much? Because what I'm saying is true. Yeah, I want you to walk me along those journeys.
Well, I grew up with my mom, and my mom was, Verity will tell you, my mom was very strict.
Okay.
I mean, now she's losing up a lot, but she was very strict. And so I was quite sheltered when I was growing up. I was the friend amongst all my friends whose mother had to be convinced to join her friends to go out. Somebody's mother had to call my mother to tell her that, oh, and Kolani person baby. So, trying to convince her to go. So I was very sheltered when I was growing up. And so
why do you think it's bad? Because I do that a lot. I just want to know.
Well, I mean, I definitely had, in hindsight, I think that it definitely had its perks. But I just feel like it also has affected me in a certain way.
I see.
Because this is the first time my mom will probably hear me say this, but I feel like it had a lot of effect on my self-esteem, because at that point when JHS, everybody was going to the mall, there was mall day and people were going out, and at that time everybody wanted to see the world. Everybody wanted to interact with other people, but I wasn't getting the chance to do that. I felt like, okay, I didn't know so much about what was out there. And so even I've always been confident, I mean, from on the outside. But talking about distractions, one of the things that I battled with was self-esteem, honestly. And but it's funny how I was always able to keep a confident front. I've always have, but I've always battled with self-esteem as well. I've always wondered if I was too black. At a point, I not that I wanted to be fair, but I just wish I was a little less darker. Yeah, I didn't want to be fair, but I just felt like, oh, why was I too dark? But I mean, that's yeah. So
But you get a lot of people telling you you're very beautiful too,
oh
right?
yes, yes.
Okay. Because
Well,
you are, eh?
so yeah, I had
Like sometimes I want to be younger again and look as beautiful as you are now.
oh, I'm shy. So yeah, I've always had a strict mom, but one of the things that she was good at was always supportive of whatever I wanted to do. So if I wanted to be an actress at a point, she was, all for it. If I wanted to be, whatever, a journalist, she was always supportive of whatever it is I wanted to do. So yeah, I had a lot of crushes on plenty boys.
Oh, you were crushing on
Yes.
the boys.
Oh yes.
I see.
A lot. I could have crushes on people for maybe the way they talked or the way they walked, or just a crush on somebody because he was my sitting mate, and I spent a
You
lot of
too.
time. Yeah, I had a lot of crushes on different people for various reasons. But they left just as quickly as they came. So it hasn't been a distraction,
Really.
really. Yes. Yeah.
Studies, how difficult was it? How difficult was it to focus?
Um, I haven't had issues with focusing in class.
On
I mean,
studies, great.
oh, I've had my strengths in certain subjects or certain areas, and my weakness is obviously math. You know, but what I've done or what I did was to associate myself with people that I felt were better in those areas, and then allowed them to help me in that regard. But I haven't had issues with focusing on my education. Well, in SHS, at a point I was distracted because I was engaging in a lot of extracurricular activities. So the debaters, there was a competition I was part of. It was called the Young Debaters, Young Debaters competition
or
by
something.
it was, I remember, at the British, what's the name of
British
Counsel.
No, the
British
British Council.
Council,
British
okay.
Council, yes.
British Council, yeah.
Yes, yes.
A lot of things happened there.
Yes, it was a big competition amongst senior high school students. I was part of that competition twice, and so at a point it was a major distraction. My academics, suffered.
So it was still
for that.
distraction in a positive
Well, yeah,
way, right?
yeah. My academics suffered, but it was a tough decision for me to make as to whether I should focus on the books or I should give more attention to these extracurricular stuff, because I mean both of them are important, but at the end of the day you're going to be graduating with the paper.
So let me ask you, in those times where you had these, I mean, you were in a dilemma, let me just put it. Who were you talking to? Who was guiding you?
Honestly, I think maybe it will be my teachers. Yes, my teachers. Um, yeah, my teachers mainly, because I was in a boarding school, and a lot of these things were happening in school. So mostly my teachers.
Great.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you brought them in because I'm sure that they have impacted almost all our lives, right?
Yeah.
Some of them have been very bad too, So at this point, I would like to say that it is very important that if you are a teacher, like Pakujo, I salute you. He's one of the best teachers I know. If you are a teacher and you have children entrusted in your care, children who are trying to find their feet, who are trying to understand what this whole thing about life is like, especially so when they're in the boarding house and their parents are not there, they're not going to their parents very often. They see them after every 13 weeks or so, 12 to 13 weeks, sometimes 16 weeks, depending on the term. And you are the one who is now playing the parent role. Don't take advantage of them. You should be there to support them, be there to help them, guide them. Do not take advantage of them. So if you're any teacher out there taking advantage of any child, shame on you. Change your life and help them, so that tomorrow when they sit down like this to tell their stories, you will be praised. Yeah. Let me come to you, Verity. You've been laughing a lot. You tell me, what's making you smile and laugh so much before I ask you any question?
Oh, I'm just a happy child. And
That's a good one.
I
everyone
like that.
says,
What's making you so happy? Or what
oh,
makes you happy? Do you have dull moments at all?
oh, yes, I do. But I'm usually very happy and all over the
See
place.
her. So
Yeah.
I'm prying a little bit more. When you have dull moments, what usually is the cause, the reason?
Um, when I'm
You have to
sick,
think about it.
when I'm broke, um, or basically when I feel like I'm not where I want to be at a certain time, or I'm very driven. I'm always doing something, and I usually set targets. So when I feel like, oh, I'm not achieving what I'm supposed to do at a certain time, sometimes I get very, very down.
Oh. All right, but you should understand those moments are part of life, yeah? They are part
Yeah.
of life, so you don't have to let them weigh you down too much. Rather, they should even drive you the more. Yeah?
True.
So
True.
tell me, you are a physiotherapist
Yes, I am.
and a communication specialist at
Yes.
age 26.
Yes.
Okay. How did you do all of them?
Okay.
That's very
I
good.
say,
Growing up, I was on
Oh,
ADHD.
can we fix Verity's sound? Like I'm struggling to hear her very well.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes, okay. Get closer to the microphone and then speak up so we see it.
Okay. Is this better?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay. So growing up, I was an ADHD kid. I couldn't sit still. I'm all over the place. And so focus was one problem for me. I have wanted to be so many things in this life, in this my short life. I wanted to be an architect at a point. I wanted to be a doctor at a point. So many things. I wanted to be a businesswoman at a point. So many things. Focus was one of my challenges. And so, if before I continue with my story, to my younger siblings, I'd say that focus. Try and find something you really, really want to do and focus. Okay, so my journey. Okay, before I continue, my parents are divorced, and so I live with my mom. My mom single-handedly took care of me. And yeah. So physiotherapy, how did I end up there? I didn't know what to do. Like I said, I wanted to do so many things, and I wasn't particularly sure of what exactly to settle on. My mother was nudging me into medicine, to do medicine, to be a doctor. I said, no, I don't think I can do medicine for 7 years. I can't focus that long. It's too long. I can't be in school for 7 years. And so medicine is out for me. I don't want to do that at all. So one of my teachers, Miss Barbara Thompson in Cobra Girls, I think she's left now. I don't know where she is. But Miss Barbara Thompson told us that, oh, you guys should look at the allied health professions. There are very interesting professions, they're very good professions. And so I started researching, and then I came across physiotherapy. But then I remember that along the line, my mother had a surgery when I was younger. And after the surgery, she went through physiotherapy. So I started asking more questions. And I'm also a very curious child. I started asking more questions. What is this physiotherapy? What is this about? And somewhere deep down in my heart, I've always wanted to have a spa. And so I felt like, okay, this could be it, you know? I could actually do this. And so I started reading more about it, and eventually I chose it. I chose it for University of Ghana, and that's what I studied for my undergrad.
I see.
But along the program, I realized that, okay, I love physiotherapy, but that's not the only thing I want to do. Especially when I started encountering a lot of stroke patients, and I saw that, oh, okay, why are they getting stroke? What, is it that they don't know something, or is it that they're missing out something? I said, okay, I'm going to do communication because I feel like I need to tell people more about what they need to know, say public health. But I didn't want to do public health. I felt like communication was more advantageous because there's advertising, there's some journalism, and then I get to practice my health communication as well. And so it was a very good blend for me. It was a very good fit for me. And I decided that, okay, this is what I'm going to do. There's still more I want to do.
I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 5 years you would say that you want to be a pilot.
I don't think so. I don't think so. There's actually more I want to do, but not piloting anyway. Yes, I've fallen so much in love with physiotherapy, and I'm always happy when I see my patients get better after I treat them, or my patients leave with a smile on their face. Maybe they came in with pain. By the time they're leaving, they're smiling, and I'm feeling so much better. And, it makes my day. It makes my already happy self happier.
Wow. So you tell me, I mean, you've gotten me very confused because I'm just looking at you and, wondering, who is this child, really? But yeah, I'm very happy for you. Really very happy to see that you're extremely happy doing what you're doing. But, along the line also with you, did you have all the support from your mother?
Yes,
You
all
did.
the supports, 101%.
So with all this, I want to do this. Did you always have, did you always go back to have conversations with her? I want to be able to establish what kind of relationship you had with her. Was she just a mother, or she was a friend too?
Yes, she was a mother, she was a friend, she was a sister. She is actually. And so at a point in time, she got tired of hearing new stories. I want to be this, yeah, I want to tomorrow, I want to be that. But one thing she would always tell me is that pray. The Holy Spirit's guidance, the Holy Spirit will show you the way. Pray. And also look at your abilities. What are your strengths? What can you capitalize on in the area you have chosen? And so my mother was a very big source of direction and guidance. Yeah.
Great. And I mean, what were some of the distractions you had to deal with?
Okay, so the first thing I spoke about was wanting to do so many other things. That was my first distraction. And I think my second distraction was the love of money.
The love of Ibazi.
Money.
Ah!
Seriously, because at a point in time, I remember saying that,
Oh, God.
because I hear doctors are not paid well in this country at all. At a point in time, I'm not going to do a certain profession because they are not paid well at all. So the love of money was a distraction for me. I'm like, what profession is the most paid? Where can I get the most money? Yes, I like money. But like my mom always said, calm down, focus, pray, and think through it. So So yeah, even though physiotherapy is not one of the most lucrative jobs, I found peace in physiotherapy. I went through a struggle. People around me will tell you, I was always saying I didn't know what to do. I'm confused. I don't know what to do. Like, what should I do? But I found peace in therapy.
Tell me, I mean, I'm interested in that bit. What made you want money so much?
Um, maybe no money.
So,
Well, growing up was a little bit tight. Not too tight, but a little bit tight. Having a single mother take care of you from the beginning. Okay, so it wasn't from the beginning. It was somehow along the line. My parents were divorced along the line, so it wasn't exactly from the beginning. But still, things were tough. And I always wanted nice things. I always wanted, good things in life.
The fine things.
you're nice.
I'll ask my mother, and she'll say, "Oh, I don't have money now. You wait. Maybe later on, I'll get the money for you, and then I'll get what you want for me." And so I'm like, okay, what can I do? What can I do? Can I work? Can I do something so that I can also get money to do what I want to do? I think that was where it started from. Yes, being
that's
able
it.
to afford what I want without having to stress anyone or my family. I think that's where it started.
I mean, I mean, that's very honest, and that's fair as well, because I'm not sure that a young girl growing up would be so much into money to the point where it would be one of her major distractions without a genuine cause. So that's how come I asked you. And knowing that, okay, growing up, you didn't have everything you really wanted. So you wanted to really work hard and be able to afford all the good things for yourself. I like that. I like it. I like it. Now to my very own Christian, producer, presenter. He's in our league, right? How's your girl though?
She's fine.
She's
doing well.
fine. Yeah, I was gonna start from there. See, this gentleman called into our show, and come and see him. Oh. He's only 26, and he has a girlfriend who is 21, and he thinks that sometimes he behaves like a young girl. She needs to grow up, and yeah, I'm like,
He says she belongs to a different generation.
can you imagine? Can you imagine? So I hope that one day we'll have him on the show, and here he is. Christian, how are you?
I'm blessed yourself.
Good to see you.
Same here.
So, this is our job.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people actually set out in their lives to say that I want to become a producer, a radio or TV producer, or a radio or television presenter.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it comes along the way. Was that your dream? Or it found you?
No, I found it.
Okay.
It's been a passion, just like Daniele from the start. I had two professions in mind. I'm either a broadcast journalist or a lawyer.
Okay.
So the lawyer bit, when I was growing up, I used to see these court files. They are more or less like pleadings. I don't really know what they are, but I see my father's name on there, and to me it was so my dad is a lawyer. Okay, let me follow my father's footsteps. Not knowing he's a litigant, or like how do you even call it, the petitioner, and then the.
I don't know what he was, but maybe he's a litigant.
A
He is a
litigant. Let me put
but
it
I
out,
don't
so
know.
he can be both sides.
He can either
Litigants,
be a
exactly.
petitioner
So,
you.
so I thought he was a lawyer. So that was.
So you wanted, of
I
course.
just wanted to be a lawyer. And on the flip side, he used to watch a lot of TV with regards to news. So from back in the day, GBC through to TV3, Metro, and all these other channels. So I was always with him watching the news, and I liked what they did, informing people, educating people about things, and then I fell in love with it. And so right from the start, I said, okay, let me focus on these two. It's either a lawyer, a broadcast journalist, or both. But funny enough, my educational journey hasn't been on that path. In Apam Senior High School, where I went, I studied general arts, which, some people might say, okay, you're on the lawyer path, you are doing well. And then I left and went to the University of Ghana to study accounting. So,
Verity, you have a friend.
the accounting bit was just because I wanted something challenging. Before I applied for the university, I had the option of just choosing one school. And just like Akpene here, you want to fit in, you want to belong. Oh, Legon is the ish, let's go to Legon. So instead of following the passion and then probably maybe applying for GIJ, I said, let's go to Legon and then let's go and do law. The law didn't work out, and then I had to choose the next biggest competition for me, which was administration. And so I said, okay, let's do this. I want to challenge myself. And then when it came to third year, you had to major in one. I chose accounting because I felt that was the most difficult course to do. And I chose that. But passion will always bring you home. After SHS, I've found myself in the media advertising space since then. So helping artists, helping artists with their social media activities, doing event production, being in the media space. It's just been that since then, ever since then, yeah.
So that's where you have settled.
That's where I've settled.
You
I want
love
to
it
be.
there.
I love it, despite the stress it comes with and everything.
And despite the fact that it really doesn't pay much.
Hard truth, yes, but
Yeah, because everybody thinks that we who work in the media were very rich people.
no, that's it's. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the outlook we.
It's
have
one of the jobs that Verity wouldn't like to do.
Not at all. I'm not sure.
No, not at all.
There's no money. I think it's basically because of the presentation. I mean, I see Joe FM studios, and I'm like, okay, this is state of the art technology.
Of course.
And then your pictures come out, your videos come out, and people are looking good. They are looking this, they are doing this, and I don't know.
You
This
should
is,
turn around and see yourself on the video wall. You see, yeah.
Thank you. So they don't know this is your professional side of work. This is not your personal life. This is occupation. And then someone is in charge of making sure that your output looks good. And so they think this is also part of your personal life, and then they start concluding, journalists are, flashy people, they are this, they are that. But it's not the case. It's not the case.
I see. So what? Did your father support you? Did he know you wanted to be a lawyer?
No.
The lawyer that he was not.
He didn't know this.
He didn't know.
No, he didn't know.
So who were you discussing your life? I mean, your career goals with?
Unfortunately, I really didn't have anyone like that.
How so?
My parents are also divorced. My father is remarried, but they were divorced at a point in time. I was in JHS 1, I think, and so back then it was just me and the world, my TV, my phone, or my radio most of the time. So I'm dependent on other people, listening to other people to guide my way. Emma Morrison, Israelai, Roland Walker, like the main TV squad from back in the day. I used to listen to them, watch them, and then guide myself.
Wow.
That was how it started for me. But when I got to JHS 3,
Hold on, let me take you back a little. After the divorce, who did you live with?
my father,
You lived with your dad.
yeah.
Okay.
So JHS 3, my English teacher, Mrs. Doris Labby, I owe everything to her.
Oh, say the good teacher. So
Because of what I wanted to do, I write as well. And she takes my essays. Okay, he wants to communicate, he wants to say something, but he's using big words and they don't fall in the context of what he wants to say. And so she called my dad and said, get Christian a dictionary. And so he understands what he's doing. And she actually one time wrote on my essay, complacency is a deadly disease. It will kill you. the irony of it was I didn't understand the word complacency. So I spoke to my sitting mate, and she told me, "Oh, this is what it means. You're being overconfident. You know it all right, but you're just trying to do alicho things. So, so you need to, ease up a bit." But the dictionary came in, and from that point, um, trying to pronounce your words properly, communicate properly, and all of that, it started from there, and then smooth sailing since then.
It's been smooth sailing since then. Wow. I mean, so were you in touch with your mom?
Yes, I'm still in touch with her. We speak a lot of the time. Sometimes I call her, and then just to disturb her, I speak to her. People hear me talking to my mother. They think I'm talking to my girlfriend because we are cool like that. I sort of took a bit of myself from her. She's fair. I was fair.
Oh my God.
I was fair, but the Kubolo lifestyle.
I was going to say
that's
you were
what-
not. You were telling you did like
In the
bathing.
evening, forget about it.
You did like bathing to wash it.
Mash it. But I was fair, and then we bonded a lot of the time. My dad was basically that patriarch, the father. Yeah, because at the time he was alone, and with 3 boys. So, yes.
That must be hard.
Yeah, and I'm the first. So he goes out early in the morning. Sometimes you wake up and all you see is your money, your clothes ironed and everything, and then you have to prepare for
The
school.
hustle must go on.
Sometimes
He had to grind.
Exactly. Sometimes you'll be around, try to help you out, drop you off at the junction and ask you to go to school. And then you come back home, he's not there. And so you have to cook for yourself, eat, and then later he comes in the evening. He won't discuss much, he won't talk much. I'm always, shelved within myself and all of that. So sometimes I even wonder, you're always like with yourself. You're in the room all the time. It's either my radio or my laptop. I don't really talk to anybody like that. So why broadcast journalism? But I realized it's like we say, educate, entertain, inform. I felt joy in doing this. Growing up, class prefect, SRC rep, compound prefect.
Asasira.
I won't add the rest.
Uchado. Oh God.
So I'm always in front of people talking. I talk for a living. That's what I tell people. And I love to talk. I love to inform people about stuff. I love to educate people. Recently in this COVID times, anytime the president has an address, I just start updating on my WhatsApp status. And people actually depend on me. So if I don't do it one time, people are like, Chris, today President no talk. So he spoke, but I was doing something, so I couldn't concentrate.
I see.
So it's become a lifestyle.
So here's what it is. We're coming back next week. That's an important part of this conversation we haven't had. Okay? As part of the advice we give our children, I'm sure your parents did it with you. And I tell my kids they're not too grown, but I'll tell them, Abu, you are distracting me. And then we tell them, you know what, you have to hold on to the distractions that come from boys and girls and all that, because the time for it will come. It will come. It will find you. The time will come where your parents, who used to tell you that stay away from the boys, stay away from the girls, will ask you, where's your boyfriend? Where's your girlfriend? Are you not seeing somebody? When are you beginning to date? The conversation will change at a point, and the time will come. I mean, that's the next phase we want to go. So that next week they will continue to listen and understand that when we tell them the time will come, it is not, just a story we're telling them. Definitely the time will come. Agbene, are you dating?
But yeah.
Christian, I won't ask you because you're dating somebody from another generation.
Absolutely.
Daniela, are you dating? Okay, she doesn't want to say.
Protect the brand.
Doc, are you?
I know, but I'm in the process of getting to know someone.
Okay, it's interesting. We'll find out that process. Where is Verity? Please give me Verity.
Honey?
Verity, are you dating?
Not at the moment.
Okay, so not at the moment means before. So we will get into that part of the conversation to find out how you transitioned to that point, how it became important for that aspect of your life to roll in, and how your parents are even taking it at this point, knowing that the time has come. So that these young people who don't want to listen will know that that time will surely come. Verity now. And it's just like, not at the moment. Like, at a point you felt like, no, I need to go get this thing. And now, okay, the thing is chasing you and you are saying not at the moment. But before we go, just to know that COVID-19 hasn't left us yet, So some prevention tips for you. When you feel sick, one, self-quarantine. If you're sick, call your doctor. If you have any symptoms, stay home until you recover. Avoid sitting, sleeping, or eating with your loved ones, even if you live in the same home. Wear a mask and wash your hands as much as possible. If you need urgent medical care, wear a mask and let them know you may have COVID-19. Very important, protect yourself and others. And our Arrive Alive campaign is still on, and it is brought to us by Joy News and Multimedia Group and are supported by Logistics Movers. We help you relocate, avoid all distractions, keep both eyes on the road and hands on the steering wheel, be visible, so drive with your lights on, and that's how you ensure your safe arrival. Then I was telling you about Flora disposable handkerchief. Flora disposable handkerchief is a tissue product that is very handy as the small package fits in a pocket, purse, or handbag easily. Flora disposable handkerchief is a more hygienic option because you can throw it away straight after use, unlike the cloth handkerchief. And do not carry germs around in your pocket, purse, or bag. Use Flora and be safe. Now let me ask you, did you know that anytime you use a cloth handkerchief, the chances are that you might have picked up some germs, even coronavirus, with it? Imagine what happens next when you use your dirty handkerchiefs to clean your hands or face. Flora disposable handkerchief is affordable and available in a market or shop near you. Flora is a product of Delta Paper Mill Limited. For enquiries and bulk purchases, please call Delta Paper Mill on 0243 033 okay, let me take it this way. 024 333 And maybe I'll just read some of your messages quickly, and then we can say bye-bye on the show. That's if we still have some time. So, Dennis, if you can let us see some of the messages. I got a message from Sefam. Let me quickly look for that message. Sefam says that, okay, so this one is from my friend Dadaba. He says, when your dad spends half of his monthly pay to take care of you, then you should know that every morning he wakes up to iron his clothes, he is doing that because of you. He says, your guy killed it. He do all. I was touched as a father. And Safam says that, tell Daniela she is very beautiful. Her black is blazing. And again, a big shame on all the bad teachers. Teachers taking advantage of their students, and kudos to the ones that assisted in shaping their lives. Nice program. Wanted to call in, but I guess phone lines were not activated. Don't worry, next week we will activate the phone lines, surely. Okay, quickly, let's see some of the messages we have, and then we can call it a day for today and continue. And I say, God bless. Okay, good morning, Adam, and the great panelists on the show. I have enjoyed every bit of the discussion going on this morning. I wish these young professionals higher heights for the journey ahead. This is from Ya in Adenta. Thank you very much, Ya. We wish them same. I have a message from here. Happy birthday to Mrs. Linda Richter Anderson, a J of German Embassy. May the good Lord continue to bless and protect you from your husband, Stephen, your children, Aiden and Irene, Enid, and your siblings. Okay, great show, Adam. I'm all up night listening. I would love to be on the show if you have a similar kind of show or topic next time. Thanks. This is Kwesi Ofori. Okay, and don't worry, Kwesi, we'll take your number and then we can raise you on Zoom probably next week to join us so you can share your story with us. Good morning, Adam. Loving every bit of the show. I'll get the audio for my students. Very succinct points they're making there. This away, I read them, but I don't know what you write to. We have grown. This is from Tommy, not Kaneshi. Okay. Lots of messages. Wow, this will be the last one, and then we wrap it up. Good morning, beautiful Home Affairs team. God bless you all for the work you're doing. Adam, we really love what you do. Sincerely speaking, it's very good you brought into the studio people of our age to give us the real experience and also tell us about their journey to success. But listening to their stories, all of them were talking about how their parents played vital roles to support them. In this case, someone like me is now feeling very discouraged because I practically have no parents figure in my life. And now the whole thing, per what I'm hearing from your studio, seems as if you just can't do without your parents or coming from a good home. From where I sit, it seems all your guests are just fortunate to come from good homes with very active and responsible parents. I wish I could call through rather than this typing, but how can someone who is denied of all this responsible parents factor also make it to the top? Please let your guests tell us the dark part of the story. They're making it look so easy. Thank you. Class test from Spencer's. Class test, I'll take your contact and then have a conversations with you. But if you listen, Verity comes from her parents are divorced. Same with Christian. Daniela was raised by her mother. She didn't tell the other side of the story. You know, I respect that. And so it's not like, you know, they had it all together. But that's why they're here. These are their own experiences they're sharing. If you'd like to share your experience, we're good to have you share to inspire people who are also in your kind of situation. So they know that not having your parents around shouldn't sentence you to not having a good tomorrow. There are things that you can do for yourself with probably the right guidance from a parent figure. That's how come we say to the good teachers who are also helping out there. Thank you all very much for doing the listening. I've had a very good morning. It's been a very good conversation for me. Next week we'll continue. And class next, we will call you. And the gentleman who also wanted to speak to us from Wisconsin, Wisconsin, will call you as well. Dr. Adomako, thank you and have a very beautiful day. Enjoy your weekend. Verity, good morning. Thank you. Enjoy your weekend. Akpene. Akpesia, Esabagba.
Medekui.
Christian,
Yeah,
thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
And Daniela, today you didn't do your work. But thank you all. Good morning to everyone. Enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you again on Saturday. Bye-bye for now.
Jericho, our lives will come tumbling. Deny my place and time. You squander wealth that's mine. My light will shine so brightly it will blind you. 'Cause there's something inside so strong, so strong. I know that